like, I don't know, man. I'll be real. The future, I don't think I'm going to live forever, obviously, but I would like to live long enough to see just how humans pan out in the next, I don't know, in like the year 3000. I just
Right.
want to know what the year 3000 is like. I'm not going to make it that long, but I might, man. Maybe I'll get to download my brain in that supercomputer, like when I'm
Maybe.
80 or something, and then I'll just take all my weird living ideas and move them around
Or get like
in a
cryotherapy or some shit.
yeah, dude.
There's a company doing that. Like where you're
I
sort of
know.
like freezing your body or whatever. And it's like they're trying to it's
My
a lot
wife and I
of
found it.
money.
My wife and I found a company that'll launch your ashes out to the Kuiper Belt.
Hold on.
Like
What's the
you
Kuiper?
die. The
Oh,
Kuiper Belt is the belt outside of our actual gravitate. Like we have our solar system, right, and all the
yeah.
planets are rotating, and outside is the Kuiper Belt, which is kind of like a lot of busted up asteroids. There's like an
Sure.
asteroid field, and just kind of like that gravitational pull of just junk out there.
Right.
And yeah, man, you die, you send them your ashes, they
Space.
launch you in a rocket, or at least they tell you they're launching you in a rocket, and they just launch it out to the Kuiper Belt. Just
You turn to space.
there, there you are.
And that's what we are at the end of the day, right? All we are.
Right?
That's a thought that I love to have. Especially when I'm high or some shit. Like I'm just thinking, I'm like, dude, I'm stardust, bro. I'm part of the
Yeah,
solar
dude.
system, like for sure. You know what I mean?
That's some of my greatest peaceful thoughts happen right then. Like
Yeah.
when I like to do that little thing where you're like, I'm in I'm in this part of the world, which is in this state, which is in this country, which is in and you
You
just
just
like
build
let
up.
your brain drift out, and then all of a sudden you're like, fuck, I am useless. I am such a tiny infinitesimal dot
Right.
of sand in the entire global galactic story of the
Right.
of all existence. I am just this much of nothing, like.
You're not even a speck of sand. That's the whole thing. Like that's
Yeah,
the fucking
just a
transcendent thought.
yeah,
But it
just a
humbles you.
bunch of organisms operating as one to make me
Right.
this.
It humbles
Huh.
you because it sort of goes full circle to what we were talking about with how people used to live in like one spot and that was like that was the only
Hmm.
worldview they ever had and that was their entire world.
Yeah,
When you go through them LSD or marijuana trips, whatever the fuck you're doing, right? And you've got those and you have that thought of I'm a speck in the world, it really opens up your head to like
that
to a bunch of creative ideas.
it's that good ass ego death
Yeah.
is what I like to consider it.
I feel like
It's
all
when
politicians should do shrooms. I think that's a
yeah, yeah.
I think that's a
I
thing.
think I think there's a part of everybody that should. I don't. I'm not advocating it, but it's definitely
A little psilocybin medication or something.
it is a beautiful thing that happens naturally in the world, and there is no damn reason not to look at it. I don't see what it does wrong.
And if the worst thing that can happen is that you have a crazy trip and you get some crazy images going through your head.
Yeah, those aren't bad though.
Those
You
aren't bad. I
know,
feel like
that's how you're still alive.
yeah,
Like just because now you're like, man, just witnessing the world through those now you just put on a new pair of goggles. You know what
right,
I mean? Like you just put on a new pair of goggles, world's to a totally different place.
for sure.
And that's man, that some of that stuff gives you a perspective at life, just in general, just how things should be, how to be calm in scenarios of
Turmoil.
stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. When everything's ass overhead and you just can maintain your head, I think I've gained a lot
I think that's strength. That's sort of what
from
strength is. I feel like.
yeah. I'm like Popeye with shrimp, or with shrimp with with spinach, except it's
you
just
take
mushrooms.
you take some psilocybin and just fucking wrist fucking in
I just like bust out the wall.
pretty much. Yeah, that is in a way. If we're getting like philosophical, I feel like that is strength. Being at the end of the day, being okay with yourself, and
Mental
like
strength.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's like creatine for your brain.
there you go. That's I
Just
think
keeps it.
that's how we promote psilocybin and those drugs to politicians and shit. That's the that's how we word it for like promotion orders. It's what was it, creatine for the brain.
Yeah, man. Look, the thing about it is if you, there are some things in the world that you can't just chemically alter
Mm-hmm.
In your brain, depression and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that take medicine to stay level in their head. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I used to. I can't take it anymore. It drives me insane. Right. I'm not creative anymore.
Right.
Surprisingly, like I said,
Right.
going back to, creative people need a little bit of misery.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that takes the hit,
Mm-hmm.
like I definitely accept that sometimes I'm going to be a little bit of a bummer of a
Right.
person, but what I reap and benefit is, the ability to feel creative when I need to be creative. It's probably, yeah, I don't know if that's a good mentality, but it's the way it works.
No,
But, sometimes, bro, when you're down and you're just not getting out of your shit and you can't get yourself up, man, them little fucking mushrooms work. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not the poster child for advocating on being a professional artist or using drugs to
right.
cure your depression, but um, you know,
Do you have
sometimes them little dudes work.
do you have one crazy trip that like you're really stuck with you?
Man, the last one I had, I just had just a good ass time, but it was probably the hard, like the rowdiest one.
Yeah.
It was I just watched the trees in the backyard at night. They were just over top of my head. And it was enough to make me just kind of feel great. Like it just did a lot for me.
That's awesome.
I don't know how this works. I don't know how any of this works, man. Like I would go see a shaman just to feel a guidance.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was crazy, man. I saw a lot of wild stuff, but I didn't see like I didn't have any like emotional like breakdown or anything. I was never like destroyed from it. I just enjoyed it. It's a weird, dude. It's weird. There are people in the world that shoot to see the craziest shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I like smaller doses. I like to just feel that rush every now and then, the little bit of roller coaster ride you go on with it. But